Hi guys, it's Freddy here. I'm back on the desktop with something a little bit different. It's not role-playing related, it's this. Write your own adventure programs for your microcomputer, with listings for the Spectrum 48K, TRS-80, Apple, Dragon, VIC, ZX81, Auric, BBC and PET. It came out in 1983 by Usborne Publishing, so I guess it predated the Commodore 64. It's part of their Scholastic imprint, which was specially produced for Scholastic book clubs. So I guess I must have booked it through a book club at school. Possibly even before I had a computer. You see, my entry into computer programming came in a bit of an odd way. I'm afraid I've always loved science fiction, as you'll have guessed from the fact I've been running a Star Wars fan website since 2002. I love Star Wars, I love Star Trek, but in reality I could not be Luke Skywalker. I didn't have the Force with me. I didn't have a starship to be Captain Kirk. But when I saw the film War Games, I could get a computer and I could be David Lightman. So that kind of got me interested. And the hook of being able to manipulate these things was always with me. So even before I got a computer, when I was begging my parents to get me one, please, 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 can I get a ZX81? It's £49, which for our family at the time was a lot of money. This was a big ask for me. But I was begging for a computer, and I started writing programs. Before I'd even got one, I would get books out of the library which were instructed me, and I'd handwrite them out. Now, they were very basic programs, written in, funnily enough, BASIC, which was the language of these computers, but it would be simple text adventures. So I ended up getting this book, my very first computer book that belonged to me, which I've kept over the years, to help me get more advanced. And it's a lovely looking book. The artwork is amazing. Lots of creepy fantasy scenes. Isn't it dragons which sit in a pile of gold, not weird goblin things? Blueprints and plans of buildings I still love to this day. I sometimes even go onto estate agent websites and look at the plans of a house. I can somehow picture it more. I wouldn't be interested in visiting someone's house, but looking at the rooms and seeing, wee nooks and things always fascinates me. So role-playing games, I loved the old castles and where they'd show you secret passages. I always found that more amazing than actually running the adventures. But there's blueprints, and it shows you how to convert them into areas in a text adventure. So you'd move from section to section, going north, south, east, west, etc. Plotting up and down stairs. It gives you the ideas for the themes, detective stories, prehistoric adventures, temple terror. Then it gives you ideas of what to put in different places on your map, how to keep track of them, which location they're in, what object number they are. And comes down to the verbs you can use in a text adventure. Move north, get this, etc., etc. And you come up with a final plan. And then it teaches you about putting the data into a computer, how basic databases work. That's how it actually refers to it in the text. And then you actually get into the programming, how the computer will go through everything. It details them all out, explaining, adding sounds, how they would work on different computers. And eventually we get to the listing. Now, computer magazines and books of the days used to be filled with these. When I got my ZX81 in 1982, I believe I got it, I would get Sinclair Programs magazine, which was just a magazine filled with computer listings for you to sit down and type in. And there would be games and programs, and you can manipulate the data and make it into your own thing. So this goes through the listing that you would type in to run the adventure that they've just been through, how to plan. And then you could alter the locations. You can change the map, but keep the core of the program itself, make other alterations. And this is how we used to learn how to program. It's still very much how I learn to program when I don't know how to do something. Like recently when I've been doing Beyond D6 and I wanted to learn Ajax commands, I would go on and I'd look at an example and I'd lift it wholesale into my own code and then just alter it. No, I don't want to send information to that particular URL. I want to send it somewhere else. I want these other things to happen. And that's how I would learn to program. Changes for the Spectrum. ZX81, obviously, it's a much smaller, more basic computer. So the plan is somewhat simplified and the program's a lot shorter. And it shows you the data that's uploaded into it. Throughout it asks you a few questions and it gives you the answers. It's a nice little book. And that's my very first computer book that I still have to this day, that started me down the path of computer programming. And I have to admit, I miss BASIC as a program. There's things I learnt from doing these that formulate how a project goes together in my head. I can think of, oh, I want to write a game. I'd love to have a game on a phone where you can click these things and do this. Well, I know how to put the routines together in BASIC instantly, but I have to go and research how to write it in Java or whatever language I'm going to go with. I still think in BASIC, and it's thanks to books like Write Your Own Adventure Programs for Your Microcomputer. So, many thanks to Jenny Tyler, Les Howarth, Roger Priddy, the pictures by Penny Simon, Rob McCaig and Mark Longworth, I absolutely adore. And I had a ZX81, so Chris Oxlade, many thanks to him. Thumbs up if these people are still around. You taught me how to program, you gave me a career many years later, and so much fun. Anyway, I know it's a bit different and it's not the usual kind of thing I have on this channel, but while I was looking through, I found it and I really wanted to talk about it. So, thank you very much for watching. Give us a like and subscribe if you at all like what I'm doing on this channel. And I will catch you later. Thank you very, very much. Bye.